Well, hello everybody. Welcome back to G Bear's Off-Grid Ways, a homestead in the desert. And yeah, I've been down here doing some work today, and I wanted to have this video shot earlier because the sun is getting ready to set. But one of my neighbors is supposed to come by here, and we got to do a little business, but he said that he was going to stop at a hardware store first, and that was an hour ago. So I just texted him and said, hey, what's your ETA? And he said, go ahead, it'll be another half hour. Well, geez, thanks. A half hour ago, I could have had this video done. So anyway, let's get to it. Modifications and upgrades to the waste oil burner. All right, question I had was, is there a way of getting air in from down below? Yes, you see the hole right there? That is where the bottom section of this pipe sticks through. And the air comes up, being sucked up by the heat that's rising. And I did have only 4 sets of 4 3/8 inch holes on this thing for the last burn, or for the first burn actually. And those are north, south, east, and west. So today I added 5/16 holes, and I put 5 of them offset of the 4 that were on there. Let me back off a little bit here. And that should give me more airflow. Okay, so while I'm standing here, let me take this and see if I can slide it in here. Now I did set up my tripod so I can I went in backwards. Let me see if I can do this without dropping the phone. Oh my gosh. All right, I get you back in screen here. What's going on? Hey, what's going on? There it is. Okay, now you saw how snug that fits. So it doesn't suck air around the outside of the pipe, or not a lot of air anyway. All right, so that's in place. And I got another dirty old rag here from when I cleaned that out and got all the soot out of it. And I'm going to put that in there so I don't have to do it again later. And I had a comment, why didn't I burn some oil in there to show how it burned instead of just the 20/80 mix of gas and oil? All right, so I switched it over because I couldn't find a cap for the 1 quart oil container. So this old alcohol container now is where it's at, and I got a line there showing the level on it. So you'll see how much or how little of the starter I use. Now normally, like I said, that would be kerosene or something like that, but I didn't have any, so I made my own by putting 20% gasoline in with 80% waste oil. So that's what I use just to get the thing ignited and get the heat going. And then a lot of you saw that I put on the funnel yesterday, and you can see the line in there for how much I put in there, which is about, I would say, with the oil down in the bottom of the funnel, I would say that's just around 3/4 of a cup. Okay, so the other thing I did today was I started welding the seal on the door here. I gotta bend it a little bit more so it fits a little better snug. But when I was welding and banging, this one snapped loose, and you can see the line where it's supposed to be aligned with the inside of the cover. So I've got to grind off a couple of welds tomorrow and redo that part. And the third part for the bottom is right here. So I had a lot of trouble clamping and trying to weld that piece on the top today. So what I'm going to do tomorrow is I'm going to get that thing pre-bent slightly so that it fits a little easier on there. And that'll make the job go smoother. All right, next, I put the viewing tee in place here so that it's connected to my to the pipe that goes up to the oil reservoir. Now I got this union here so I can take it apart very easily when I gotta move things. And then it comes up here. I want to add another union up here so I can take it apart up here and separate it so it makes it easy to take the tank down and clean it. The other thing I did was I made this wall support. Now, as you can see right here, there's a tapered piece, like a tent post type thing, that fits inside of this one. And that was one piece of metal I found in the desert. I just cut off the top part, welded it onto the tank so that it fits down inside of here. So when the pipe is disconnected, I can lift this whole tank right off of there. And I just put it here temporarily so I could show you how it works. So I put a couple of metal plates welded on here and some screw holes so I can screw it onto the wall any place I need to. And this tank is all set to go. And that allows me also to swivel the tank back and forth if I have to get a better angle for connection. All right, so going up the ladder. Waste oil, hey, that's what that is. Okay, so here's the cover that normally would fit down tight, but I made this little strainer out of this scrap PVC and a piece of screen that I had laying around. So this is all, everything I'm showing you here is all made from scrap that's been laying around here. I'm not spending any money on here. I did spend money on the stovepipe, and I got 2 pieces of that. And I did spend money on the flashing that where it goes through the wall and the ceiling so that it won't start a fire on the wood. It keeps the pipe 2.5 inches away from the wood so it won't catch fire when there's heat going up. So that's that. Now here's my valve, and I'm not going to put oil in this today. So what I did was, to show you the burn number 2, is I set up this little temporary thing that I can screw right here into the viewing area and bring that up level and put my funnel in the top. So you saw me pour some of that waste oil. Now this does not have any gasoline mixed in with it. That's just waste oil. Okay, so you saw me yesterday pour some in there. And those of you who did read the description, it ran a little over an hour on that little bit of 3/4 of a cup of oil. Now the fluid I put in there with the gas mixture was just to get it lit. And that burns off pretty quickly, so that doesn't keep on going for a long period of time. So what kept it running was the oil that I added. Now, when I get that whole thing set up and that filled up with oil, that'll keep a steady stream of oil going in, and this thing will run constant all day long without launching to the moon. Launching to the moon, kids growing up too soon. Yeah. All right. So, here we go. We're going to take off the cap of my starter fluid here, and we're going to add a little bit to the rag just to get it wet. Okay, So there's how much I used, okay? Very, very little. Not a big dash of the starter fluid, just a little bit. Now let's get it lit. Oh, that lit up really nice. All right, so we've got fire going. Let's give it a chance to warm up and see how the new air holes work out on that. Oh yes, I remember it well. Now I don't have a valve on there to control how much oil releases into there, so I'm going to leave that until this gets heated up a little bit and we see the tornado effect going inside there. That pre-oil gas mixture is just to get the metal in there hot, so that when the oil comes in, it vaporizes. We want to burn the vapors, not the oil. And if I get a really good airflow going in there, the flames will stop being yellow and they'll turn blue. Now, one thing that is required that's you're not seeing here is that stack has to be twice the height of what it is. I'm just doing this test burn with half of the stack on there to see how it works out, see what we get out of it. Oh yes. As W.C. Fields said, I remember it well. It was the 3rd of March. Or was it the 20th of June? W.C. Fields, he was a crack up to me. And I know a lot of you out there are younger people saying, who's W.C. Fields? Look him up. Check it out on the web. There might be some old episodes of his on there. I love the one where he takes his wife out to the mountain cabin and they decide to go for a swim. That one's hilarious. So if you can find that one, watch it. All right, so you can see that the flame is starting to get a little bit low there. So now we're going to take some of the oil and we're going to pour some of that in here. Okay, so there we go. It's about 3/4 of a cup or so. And that's coming out as a drip down there like I showed you yesterday. And you can see the flames starting to pick up. Now with the door open, I'm not getting the Venturi effect that I want. So what I might do here is I'm going to add a little bit more oil to make sure I've got some down in the bottom. It's hard to see through the flames. Oh, there's a little bit in the bottom, but I need a little bit more than that. So let's go with a second dash. Just a dash. Okay, so that's twice as much as I put in yesterday. And it seems to be taking a little time going down. Oh no, it's already down. All right. So that gives us our oil feed that I need in there. And we're going to close the door a little bit and see if I can suck air from the bottom. That's why I added those extra holes in that pipe, was so that it could take more oxygen from down low. And I'm going to put this on pause and then come back to it in a few minutes. Stay with me, everybody. Okay, everybody, I'm back, and I gave it a little bit of a pause there. Been waiting for it to heat up, and I think I need the extra stack on the top because I'm getting smoke out the top, and I didn't yesterday. So I added more holes in the burn plate tube, but that also means that I need more updraft. So I'll have to do a burn number 3 with another stack on top and see what I get out of that. I do have the stack in there leaning against the wall, so that'll go on tomorrow, and we'll do a burn 3 on this and see how that works. Let's see what we got going inside here now. Yeah, see, I'm not getting that tornado effect like I did yesterday. So I'm not getting enough suction out of the updraft to give me a clean burn, and it's also smoking more than it did yesterday. So I'm not worried about the extra holes in the tank or in that pipe. I can always throw a quick bead over the top of that and weld a couple of them shut. But let's see how this works out. This is G Bear thanking you for joining me. Don't forget your thumbs ups. Don't forget to share and subscribe. G Bear signing off.